Koco!
Katie!
Glad to be back.
Yeah, I miss my best friend.
Aww, is that me?
Yeah, of course, Katie.
Oh, I've missed you too, Coco. Are you kids glad to be back? I've missed you too.
I've been looking forward to this for so long. You know me, Katie. I can't keep my mouth shut. I think I've told everyone in my entire forest, even the trees, about how famous I am.
Even the trees? Wow, so you're like a bush celebrity now, are you, Coco? That explains why you hasn't answered any of my calls. Well, I hope you haven't forgotten about our friends.
No, I haven't forgotten, but it's pretty tough trying to be good when you're so famous now.
Is it really? Do you have any nicknames that your friends or family gave you?
Yeah, my brother and sister call me Hot Coco when I'm angry and Cocky when I boast too much. My friends call me Coco when I'm being crazy. Oh, and my parents sometimes call me Little Coconut, but that was only more when I was younger. Do you have any nicknames, Katie?
Yeah, I do. Sometimes I get called Cakey because my little sister couldn't say my name properly when she was younger. And my brothers make up all kinds of funny names like Katie Lynn or Katie Wadey.
Ah, Katie Wadey. Maybe I should call you Katie Wadey from now on.
Maybe not.
Why are you asking about nicknames though, Katie?
Well, who calls us by our nicknames, Coco?
You said before, by our friends and family.
Yeah.
It'd be weird if someone I know very well called me Coco or Little Coconut. No, thank you.
Well said, Coco. But guess what? One of my friends got called his nickname by someone we wouldn't quite expect.
Wow, who is this friend, Katie?
Come and see.
Come and play with Katie and Coco. That's the way. Get ready, let's go. Flying through the air with Coco, telling stories with Katie. You and I together, meeting my friends that help us every day. Katie and Coco, play and sing, pray and bring. You and I, we do our thing as Katie and Coco.
Okay, Katie. You've got to tell me who your friend is before I burst into feathers. Who is he?
Burst into feathers? Oh no! Should I tell him, kids?
Yes.
Hey, I was asking the kids, not you.
Please tell me, Katie, when he plays with the cherry on top.
Oh, Coco, how can I refuse with a cherry on top? Okay, I'll tell you. My friend is called Saint Juan Diego.
Wow, who's that?
He was a man who lived in Mexico about 500 years ago.
Oh, I love Mexican food, Katie. You're making me hungry for tacos.
He hasn't changed, has he, kids?
Tacos, crunchy, soft, juicy, yummy tacos. What did Juan Diego do, Katie? He must have been super special if Mother Mary called him by his nickname.
Yeah, he was pretty special. But you wouldn't guess it if you knew him while he was alive.
Why not?
Because he was just an ordinary man living an ordinary life. Or so people thought.
What do you mean, Katie?
Well, to most people, he was just plain simple Juan Diego. He grew up, he got married, he worked. Sounds pretty normal, right?
Right.
But God chose him for a very special role. A role that Juan Diego spent more than half his life preparing for without even knowing it. Because Juan Diego wasn't always a Christian. He grew up practicing the Aztec religion of his native people. And it wasn't till some missionary priest from Spain taught him about Jesus that he was baptized with his wife when he was 50. They were some of the first indigenous people from Mexico to become Christians.
I bet he was so happy to finally get to know Jesus. Lucky the priest came to teach him.
He was happier than ever, Coco. Imagine not knowing anything about Jesus for 50 years and then finally being able to love a God who loves you in return.
Did he get to know Mary too?
Of course. Juan Diego loved God even more for giving him his own mother Mary to be his mother too. And to show how much he loved God, he would walk miles and miles to learn more about his new faith and especially to go to Mass.
Why did he have to walk so far?
Because he lived a long way from the church, and there weren't very many churches in Mexico 500 years ago. Can you imagine having to walk for hours and hours in the hot sun just to go to Mass and then go back again?
Phew! Lucky I can fly.
Juan Diego only had his legs. He was happy to walk if it meant he could receive Jesus at Mass and learn more about him from the priests. Nothing could stop him on his long walks, until one day he received a very unexpected visitor.
Who was it?
Let's see if you can guess. The visitor didn't call out to him by saying, "Juan Diego, Juan Diego." Instead, she caught his attention by saying, "Juanito, Juanito."
His nickname? Was it Mother Mary?
Yep, she knew him so well, she called him like one of her own children, and she knew he would listen to her like that.
What did she tell him?
3 things. First, that she was the ever-perfect Holy Mary who has the honor to be the mother of the true God. Second, that she was also the mother of all the people in his land. And third, that she wanted him to ask the bishop for a chapel to be built in her honor on the very hill they were both standing on.
Did the bishop listen to him when he asked?
Well, at first, he wasn't too sure whether to believe Juan Diego. So Mary appeared to our friend a second time on the same day and told him he had failed to do what she asked. But as you can imagine, Juan Diego was a bit disheartened after his unsuccessful visit to the bishop. So he tried to convince Mary that he wasn't the right person to ask, because he was a nobody. But do you think Mary was convinced?
Probably not.
Of course not. Imagine telling the Mother of God that she had made a mistake. But Mary insisted that Juan Diego was the right man for the job. So he returned to the bishop, but this time the bishop asked for a sign to make sure it was really Mary who had appeared to Juan Diego.
So did Mother Mary give him a sign?
Yes, but there were a few complications along the way. On the day that Mary had promised Juan Diego that she would give him a sign, it turned out that he couldn't go back to the hill to visit her because his uncle was sick and he had to stay to look after him.
What? Juan Diego missed an opportunity with Jesus' own mother?
Crazy, I know. And Juan Diego was so ashamed of missing her that the next day when he set out to find a priest to see his uncle, he purposely walked a different way than normal so he wouldn't pass the hill and would avoid bumping into Mary.
Coconuts! I wouldn't want to bump into Mary either if I had missed an appointment with her, and especially when she had promised to give him a sign.
I know, poor Juan. But do you think Mary was going to be fooled by him walking a different way?
No way. My mom gets angry when I'm 10 seconds late for dinner. 10 seconds! Can you believe it?
Lucky Juan wasn't trying to avoid your mother, Coco. Lucky it was the most loving and understanding of all mothers that he was dealing with.
Wait, you mean Mother Mary didn't get angry with him? Lucky guy.
No, Coco, she didn't get angry at him. But she did make him realize that he shouldn't have worried so much about his uncle or trying to avoid her.
How did she do that without getting angry at him?
Let's take a look firsthand, shall we? So, Juan Diego was hurrying along, worrying about his uncle, worrying about Mary's request, when all of a sudden, who does he see standing there? Mary, the Queen of Heaven once more, just as beautiful as he had seen her the last time.
What did she say to him?
Where are you going, my son? And why did you take this way?
This is it! How is one gonna get out of this one?
My very beloved lady, may God keep you. How are you this morning? How was your health? Do not be irritated with what I tell you. Your servant, my uncle, is sick, and I'm going quickly to the church to get a priest to hear his confession and anoint him. After doing this, I will return to this place to obey your command. Forgive me, my lady. Be patient with me, and I will return tomorrow without fail. Where are you going, my son? And why did you take this way? Listen, my son, to what I will tell you. Do not be worried about anything, not even with illness or with harmful things. Am I not here? Am I not your mother? Are you not under my protection and care? Am I not life and health? Are you not in my lap and walk under my care? Do you need anything else? Worry no longer about your uncle, as he will not die now, and be certain that he has been cured.
Oh, I wish my mom talked to me like that. I'd never worry about anything ever again. But Katie, was Juan Diego's uncle really cured from his sickness?
Yes, he was, Coco. At the very moment Mary told him, his uncle was back at home, saw a great light, and he was made better in that instant.
Wow! So was that the sign Mother Mary promised to give Juan to convince the bishop?
Not exactly. Curing his uncle was pretty amazing, but it was nothing compared to the next miracle God worked through his mother.
Really? So what was the next miracle?
Our Lady told Juan Diego to go back to the hill where they met, climb to the top, and then collect the flowers that were growing there and bring them to the bishop.
Is that it? What's so special about flowers, Katie?
They were roses, the most beautiful roses, and they were growing on top of the hill even though it was the middle of winter when it's normally too cold for roses to grow. But that's not all. Once he had found the roses on top of the hill, Mary herself placed each one carefully in his cloak before sending him away to show the bishop. So off he went, convinced that the bishop would certainly believe him once he had seen the miraculous roses he carried. Only the roses weren't the only thing the bishop saw. When one opened his cloak to show the roses, the bishop was astounded to see the Virgin Mary with his own eyes. She was standing above the roses, resting on Juan Diego's cloak.
No way!
Yes, way. After seeing this miracle, the bishop was absolutely certain that Juan Diego was telling the truth. And the chapel was soon built on top of the hill, just like Our Lady had asked. And inside that chapel, people from all around the world still come to see Juan Diego's cloak with the image of Mary, known as Our Lady of Guadalupe. Just as she appeared to the bishop that day 500 years ago.
That is amazing! You're right, Katie. God really did choose one for a special role. Lucky Mother Mary convinced him that he really was the right man for the job. But what happened to Juan after that?
He didn't live for much longer after that. But while he was still alive, he told as many people as he could about what happened. Not to boast, but to let everyone know that Mary is truly the mother of us all, no matter how simple you are or where you come from.
I'm glad God gave us Mary to be our mother too.
So am I, and so was Saint Juan Diego. Let's ask him to pray for us. Dear Saint Juan Diego, thank you for listening to our Blessed Mother Mary and reminding so many people that we are her children and that she loves us. Help us not to be worried and to trust that Mary will always be there to take care of us, because God asked her to. Our Lady of Guadalupe, pray for us. Well, Coco, you liked Juan Diego then? Coco? Hello? Kids, I think I'm gonna need your help. I think Coco's dreaming about tacos again.
What? Did someone say tacos?
Yep.
I'm boring. I'll give $1,000 if I can just meet Juan Diego. Your friends are helping me to be better, Katie. I don't just want to listen to their stories. I want to be like them. And I bet the kids do too.
That's great, Coco. That's exactly why we learn about all my friends, the saints, so that we can be like them and one day meet them in heaven with God.
Yeah! The tongue twister. Are we gonna do one now, Katie?
No, this time we're gonna do something else instead.
Oh no. What is it?
A riddle.
What's a riddle? Wait, I think I know. Is it a name for a violin?
No, I think you're thinking of a fiddle.
Ah, yeah. Fiddlesticks.
A riddle is like a puzzle made of words. So I'm gonna have something in my mind and I'm gonna try and explain it in an unusual way, and then you have to figure out what it is.
Okay. Kids, you're gonna have to help me with this one. Let's try one, Katie.
All right, let's try with a fairly simple one. Ready? What belongs to you, but other people use it more than you?
My hair straightener?
Coco, I don't even think you have hair. Sorry. I don't think I hope you don't own one because a little bit strange. All right, let's try different. What else do you have but other people use it more? Okay, what is just yours? Don't try not thinking about things you own, like objects. Try something that belongs to you yourself. What do you have?
My feathers.
Your feathers, getting close. They're part of you. What's part of you but you can't see it? How do people know that you're you?
I say my name's Koco.
Yeah, but do you use your name more or do other people use your name more?
Other people.
Exactly. So it belongs to you, but other people use it more than you. What is it?
My name.
Exactly. Good job.
Simple and easy are not the same thing. Maybe try an easy one next time, Katie. Thanks, kids, for helping me. I couldn't have done it without you.
Well, how about we try a riddle for our hands now?
What?
Craft.
Yeah! I can't wait to see what we're gonna do!
Hey kids, we're back at Craft.
Wow!
Yep, we are back at Craft, Coco. And today we're going to be making a cloak. So I've got this Hessian material for the cloak, and then with that, on that, we're going to decorate it. We're going to make a heart out of this green felt. And I've got some flowers as well, because remember, she made the miraculous roses to appear, and which Juan Diego brought to the bishop, and some golden string to stick our heart on, a pencil, a big needle to go through this, and also some scissors. So, shall we start? So first of all, we're going to cut out a heart shape out of this. So we're going to fold it in half, like this, corner to corner.
Wow!
Draw a big heart shape all around here. Just needs to be enough so that you can see it.
Yay.
So it's a good outline for you to cut along. And join that up, and it doesn't matter if you can see the pencil because we're going to put that on the opposite side, so you won't end up seeing it at the end. All right, so there we go. We've got one heart shape, one half of the heart. And we're going to cut that out. So then when we open it out, we'll have a full heart cut through along our line. And we're going to open it out, and look at that, it's a full heart shape. So next step is to stick it onto our cloak. So I'm going to get out part of the material. So let's just move that around. Now for this part, we need our thread and our big fat needle. And this one's not very sharp, so you don't need to be too careful with it. So we're going to get a nice long piece. Too long, but not too short. If it's too long, we can always cut off the end anyway. All right, I'm gonna snip that off. That to the side. And we're gonna stick one end through this head here. And then secure it with a little knot. There we go. A knot showing up on this side. So we're gonna go underneath. Doesn't matter where we start, we're gonna poke that. See, it pokes easily through this material.
Wow, that looks super cool now, Katie!
So to make our needle stick through this hard material, we're just going to make some little snips along the edges of our heart. Now it's ready for us to poke our holes through it to stick onto this material. So we're going to start from the bottom. Get our needle with our thread on it. Start from the underside like this, and we're going to poke it up and find one of our little holes through here. Stick it up, pull all the way through, and what we need to do is make a knot at the end so it doesn't pull all the way through out of all together. So we're going to make a nice big knot. We'll make a few knots all together. Pull it through. And then we're going to find our next hole along the next way and put the needle up through there. And then the same thing on the outside now. And then we're going to repeat this whole process all around the edge of the heart so it stays on. Done so well to get this far. Push it through to the other side, and to make it secure, I'll show you on the back. It looks crazy on the back, doesn't it? Don't worry, it only matters what it looks like on the front. So we're going to cut it off the string, and we're just going to tie a few knots here to make that stay secure. Okay, and on the other side, look how great it looks. All right, now for the extra decoration with these flowers, with these special roses. And so they've got these little ends on them, and we're just gonna stick them through the material and in a little pattern. So we're gonna stick that through and then stick the other end up again, up the other side, and then secure it by just twisting it around. Poke them through.
Wow, so neat.
It'll be like a little garden on the back of our cloaks.
Let's do it. Yeah!
Go, here's my last rose, I think. Got a nice pattern going down at the bottom. I'm just gonna finish it off with this last little one, this last white one in the middle. And then that's our cloak done completely. So we've got our heart, our green heart to remind us of the love which Mary has for all of us, and a green cloak which she appeared to St. Juan Diego, and our lovely roses to remind us of the roses, the miraculous roses that she gave to Juan Diego to show to the bishop. Okay, there we go. And you can either hang it up or you can wrap it around your shoulders. Our lovely St. Juan Diego, Our Lady of Guadalupe cloak. Hi kids, if you'd like extra instructions on how to make this awesome cloak, you can find it at swpals.org, and I would love to see your own designs for your St. Juan Diego cloak, and you can show it on the website, and Coco and I would love to see it. Have fun!
Yeah! Have fun, kids! Awesome, Katie! That looks like amazing, I know!
Thanks. I already feel like Mother Mary's wrapping her arms around me.
So what are we doing next?
Next? We already did everything.
What? What? I want to do more! Hey, what about a story?
Kids, we did do a story, right? I'm not going crazy, am I? No, yeah, we did a story, and then we did a riddle, and then we did some craft, obviously, because I got the craft right here. Come on, we did everything, Coco, and now we're here.
Aww, so does that mean it's time to go?
Yeah, but we'll be back soon.
Yeah, I can't wait!
See you next time, kids. St. Juan Diego, our #1 hero.
Come and play
with Katie and Coco.
That's the way.
Get ready, let's go!
Flying through the air with Coco.
Telling stories with Katie.
You and I together, meeting my friends. Friends that help us every day.
Katie and Coco.
That help us every day.
Katie and Coco. Play and sing.
Pray and bring you and I, we do our thing. It's Katie and Coco.
Are you searching for answers? Discover your true identity. Stay tuned to Shalom World.